For the notes, the first thing will be to isolate the absolute value. And the good news is it's isolated. All right. So then what's an absolute value do? Okay, and so that means it's always positive. Okay. So then what we're going to do is set up two equations. Okay, the first of those is to just get rid of the absolute value. So drop the absolute value.
Would that make it x plus 2?
No.
It just says minus 2?
Yeah. Okay, so then the first one's going to be just x minus 2 equals 3. But this also means, the absolute value means that if it was negative x minus 2 equaling 3, that should be okay also, because if we put in a negative whatever, we should still get out a positive 3. Is that okay? Now, I wouldn't set it up this way. That's why I didn't write it down yet. I'm going to divide by a negative 1 here. And so then it's x minus 2 would also give you negative 3. And that's how you're going to set it up. So these are the two equations you want. That one and that one. All right, so the second one is drop the absolute value sign. But multiply because you got to set up two of them. I'm not done with this one yet. Multiply the other side being important again by a negative. Yeah, so one of them is just like the equation that's just sitting there, okay? The other one you want to take that, and it's for this reason right here. Because if we plug the negative of this in, we should still get a positive 3. But it's easier just to set it up so that's negative. So is that okay with everyone? Yeah. All right, so then the final step, step number 3 is solve. Step number 3 is solve. All right, so then we got x equals 5 and x equals negative 1. Now again, when we're playing around with weird rules like square roots, squaring, absolute value, you have to check for extraneous solutions. So we're going to do that. Why does this make so much noise? All right, and again, you do that, you got to go back to the original, so the absolute value up top. And we're plugging in 5, so 5 minus 2, absolute value of 3 is 3. That's good. Plug in negative 1. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3, but the absolute value of negative 3 is 3, so both of these are solutions. Is that okay? All right, one more for me then. All right, so you guys tell me, what's the first step? Because it's already isolated, right? So then the first thing is to just drop it. Fat hand got in the way. X minus 10 equals x squared minus 10x. That's one equation. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one alone. We're just going to leave that side alone. X minus 10 equals what? All right, so I'm going to write it like this so you don't make the mistake of not distributing. Because it's really x minus 10 equals negative x squared plus 10x. that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we solve that first equation? Okay, so we have an x squared term, so what does that mean we have to do? That's going to be a bad move on this one just because we have a b. If we had no b, we could do it that way, but. All right, so anytime you get a squared term, you should get everything set equal to 0. So I'm going to move everything to the left on this first one. So I'm going to add 10x and I'm going to subtract x. So then 0 equals x squared minus 11x plus 10. You are always welcome to do the quadratic formula, but this one factors, which is much quicker, so I'm going to do that. Because factors of positive 10 that add to give you negative 11. Negative 10 and negative 1. Again, you can do the quadratic formula if you want. So that's what we're saying our answers are right now. Is there any questions? Yet.
So we're just gonna plug those in?
I'm going to plug them in now to see if they work. You could wait till the end because we got a whole other equation we got to play with. But let's see what happens. Let's take the number 1, bless you. We're going to take 1 first. We put it in there and what do we get?
-9.
But it's the absolute value, so it's
9.
9. Okay, we plug it in here and what do we get? So this ends up simplifying to negative 9.
Yeah.
Positive 9 equals negative 9. Nope. So that one is an extraneous solution. We're going to get rid of that one. If you get one of those on the quiz, you got to signify somehow that you know it doesn't work, okay? That's a good way to do it. Just cross it out. All right, but we got to try the other one. Let's try 10. So we put 10 in here, and what do we get? 0. We put 10 here and here, and what do we get?
0.
Because it's 100 minus 100?
Yeah.
All right, so that one's good. We're pretty happy with ourselves. We got an answer, but we got a whole other equation we got to check. Is that okay so far? All right, so we got another x squared term, so we got to get them set equal to 0 again.
Yep.
This time I'm going to move it to the left because I don't like negatives at my a. So I'm going to add x squared and subtract 10x. Then I got x squared minus 9x minus 10. Does that look right?
And then you can factor it in.
Oh, wait a minute. I got my things mixed up. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. I didn't think it looked right. Hold on. I didn't do that right. So it's minus 10x, right?
That's all it is.
No, what happened here? Where'd all my numbers go? This isn't looking right. Oh, no, I was right the first time, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I got all mixed up. 9x, right? That's right. I'm sorry. Minus 10. Yeah, okay, we're all right. Sorry about that. All right, now what? Yeah.
-9.
So you can always do quadratic formula, but factors of negative 10 that add to give you negative 9. 1 and negative 10, thank you. So then we have x minus 10 equals 0, so x equals 10. We already knew that one, so we don't have to check that again. X plus 1 equals 0, so x equals negative 1.
I think that's right.
Well, we got to check, right? So 10 is good, we're happy. So let's check negative 1, because maybe that's not 1. So you plug it in here, what do you get? The absolute value of negative 11 is positive 11. Then we do negative 1 squared, which is positive 1, plus 10, because of the negative 1. So that's 11 also, so now that we got them all. that okay? All right, so then now you can do everything. If you didn't do it already, 95 to 123, that will be due Monday.